Hey, hey, the old man's rolling again. Hey, hey, put that opinion.
Hello, I'm a bit of a history nut and I'm always looking for an interesting story when I came across the story of Cardie the Elephant. His full name was Lord Cardigan and he was named surprisingly after Lord Cardigan. Today I'm off to Royal Parade at Alderley. Around 1902 he was acquired by Wirth Circus. Wirth Circus, also known as Wirth's Brothers Circus, was formed in 1878 in Ballarat, Victoria by brothers Philip and George Wirth, sons of Bavarian immigrants. The family had originally been a travelling family band, the Star Group of Musicians. It was Australia's largest and most prestigious circus company for 8 decades.
Here they come. There's excitement and cheers. The big parade is on. All the glitter and romance of the circus is displayed before you. Still they pass in a seemingly endless procession, and no one gets a bigger laugh than the clowns. And here come the elephants, the end of this grand parade.
Billed as Australia's own greatest show on earth, the travelling circus had an international reputation. Wirth Circus was always in Melbourne for the Melbourne Cup, where they started a tradition in 1889 of presenting a gold-mounted whip to the winning jockey. This presentation was an annual event carried out for over 50 years, with the whip often made of whalebone with gold embellishments. In 1930, far-lapse jockey James E. Pike received it. The circus went to Sydney for the Easter show each year. They came to Brisbane annually around August at the time of the exhibition. Cardie was a strong elephant. According to historical accounts, Cardie had multiple incidents of aggression towards handlers over his 20 years with the circus. An old trainer of Cardie, John Bernasconi, returned one time to see Cardie, and Cardie immediately gave him a crack on his head with his trunk. He had previously injured manager George Anderson, causing him a concussion of the spine by bashing down on his head too. In 1922, Cardie got cranky and grabbed in his trunk an attendant named Snowy Lee. Cardie was about to smash him to the ground when another elephant called Alice realised what was about to happen. She reared up on her hind legs and with all her strength brought her trunk down on Cardie's head, saving Snowy's life. After that, Snowy took off to America and joined a circus over there. I would have done the same thing. The following year, 1923, the circus was in Brisbane just days after visiting Ipswich. On Friday the 29th of June, at a nighttime performance, Cardie tried to trample the circus ringmaster John Cooke. It was time in the show for Cardie to play the mouth organ and he didn't want to do it. He lowered his trunk and rushed at the trainer, knocking him to the ground. He held him down by one leg, then tried to crush him with his head. Multiple assistants rushed in and chased the elephant out, and Mr. Cooke continued the performance, bleeding freely from the ear until he was unable to continue. At the time it was thought any injuries weren't severe. This was an aggressive act that had gone too far. The incident left the circus management shaken. The brothers had to decide what to do with Cardie. George Wirth reportedly lay awake that night, agonising over what to do. Executing Cardie represented a significant financial blow to the firm, estimated at approximately £1,500. Ultimately, the decision to destroy Cardie was based primarily on public safety. The following Sunday morning, Cardie was marched across the Victoria Bridge and through the streets of Brisbane and out through the suburbs to the Kedron Brook. A large crowd of over 150 followed his procession. What else are you going to do on a Sunday morning with no internet? Cardie was taken to the property of Albert Edward Simpson in Alderley, where he was shot by 2 police, Constable James Egan and Constable Ben Hall. Hall was chosen because he had big game experience. The deed was completed quickly and efficiently on the bank of the waterway, watched by the large crowd. Warning, the following photo, though it's not graphic, may distress some viewers, so look away now. This image captures the moment after the shooting. Constable James Egan stands near the head of the great beast holding his rifle. Constable Ben Hall stands near the rump, also holding his rifle. It's a sad day, but at least most of the crowd had the decency to remove their hats in honour of Cardie. Thanks to our owner at the Queensland Police Museum for all the info and the photos. I tried to find the exact spot where it happened, but I could only narrow it down to this area. I'm within about 100 metres of it. There are no easily obtainable records for land in this area in 1923. I did find a story about Albert Simpson's land being on fire from 1951. 89-year-old Albert and his wife refused to leave their property because they had money stashed in the house and didn't want to leave it behind. I used the street names in that story to pinpoint as best I could using McKellar's map series from 1895 and aerial maps from 1946. Cardie was taken to a tannery in Enoggera to be prepared for the museum. Following the attack, Ringmaster Cooke remained an invalid for over a year. He travelled to Victoria for medical treatment and rest, but his health never recovered and he died in August 1924, 13 months later. A victim of Cardie. George Wirth retired in 1930 and died in 1941 at the age of 74 in Sydney, New South Wales. Philip Wirth continued to manage Wirth Circus until his death at the age of 73 in 1937, and his children continued to run the circus until it was forced to close in 1963. Rising costs and a thing called television won out. Sorry that one was a bit sad. I'll make up for it next time. Hey, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe or leave a comment below. You can find me on the Segway app, just look for Reflex Water. Until next time, happy scooting. Toodaloo.